My name is Karen Clark. I work at Spectra Yoga teaching aerial yoga and hatha and vinyasa and also yoga Pilates. Before I began teaching yoga, I worked in a couple of long careers. One was being a human resources advisor when I used to live in Canada. And then after that, I moved to the United States. I taught ballet dancing for a little while, and then I went into interior design, and I stayed in interior design for 10 years. Very stressful field, so I left to become a yoga teacher. I began discovering yoga, taking my first class about 10 years ago, and I actually didn't love the experience at first. It was very foreign to me. So I kind of set it aside, and then I was still having a lot of back pain. I was in the chiropractor's office a lot and decided to give yoga another try and just try stretching my body out and see if that would help. And I did fall in love with yoga, and I fell in love with a particular teacher who taught me so much about my body and alignment and the yoga practice in general. And so that kind of got me hooked on the practice. And then shortly after that, I also faced a lot of really difficult emotional challenges in my life. It was probably the hardest time in my life. And so it also allowed me to discover how much peace I was getting on my yoga mat every time I came to practice. So that inspired me to become a teacher. The most rewarding thing for me as a teacher is seeing new students discover yoga practice the same way I did, just seeing them want a little bit more and become a little bit more curious about what's happening to their body in the room or what's happening mentally for them on the yoga mat. And it's also important for me to also access advanced students in a different way. I like to weave a little thread of specific alignment cues through my entire class and just get people to kind of wake up and pay attention to what's happening in their hand or their foot in this particular pose, something that they may not have even noticed or thought about before, so that regardless of whether they're a new student or an advanced student, they have something to pay attention to and to learn in every class. If I'm not in the yoga studio or on my yoga mat taking a class, then I'm usually walking my dog or laying on the beach or having a dinner out with my husband somewhere. We like to get together with friends, we like to socialize a lot, or we like to plan a lot of vacations. So if I can squeeze in a vacation and I'm not in yoga, that's where I am. The most important lesson that I learned from yoga, and it's still with me every single day, is mindfulness. And I think sometimes yoga teachers say that without kind of explaining even what that means. So to me, mindfulness is being mindful of everything I'm doing, including sometimes just taking a deep breath to kind of reset my mental state, or how I'm driving. Am I paying attention to the road or the person behind me? Am I engaged in a conversation with my mom when I'm talking to her on the phone, or am I distracted by something on my computer or in the background? So it's being mindful instead of mindless with how you just move through life, every situation all day, on the mat and off.